We're up on the mountain still, and we have a new swarm. This is a swarm that we caught over on Spring Mountain at our friends Jane and Ted's house. And it's about on the road, maybe 3 or 4 miles from us. But we got to talking about it last night, and the way a bee would fly, the bee line, they're probably only about a mile and a half from us. So this is kind of close for us to do a direct move, and not to move the bees far away and then bring them back. So we're hoping that this colony has been in the swarm box long enough that they have brood that will help to anchor them to this location and not make them want to go back to Jane and Ted's house. So we're going to see. We picked them up last night about 9:30. It was after it got full dark, and didn't have any issues getting the swarm box down out of the tree. Brought them over here to our mountain, and this morning Roy's going to let them out. It's a little bit cool. It's in the low 60s this morning, so we're hoping that the bees don't just come boiling out furiously. Hopefully they're going to be more like the bees from Gary's house the other day and just kind of come out gradually. So we'll see. Roy's going to let them out. And we're going to keep them here beside. They're going to go in Stumpy Hive, which is right beside it, in a couple of days. But we're going to leave them in the swarm box here, just right beside their quote-unquote permanent location, permanent hive. We're going to leave them in the swarm box for a couple more days, let them get a little bit acclimated to our location here before we move them in.
This move worked last year?
Yeah, we did this last year. We caught a swarm over at Jane and Ted's house and moved them right over here, and we didn't have any issues. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed and hope that we have good luck again this year. So Roy's going to let them out.
I know this has got the disc on it, but I didn't think about it until last night.
Oh, yeah. This swarm box does have the circular disc on it, and we didn't think about that, but we took our piece of duct tape with the screen wire on it. So there they come. Yeah, that's not too bad. A few bees coming out, but not bad. Not bad at all. And like I said, we'll give these girls a couple of days to get a little bit acclimated to the location here, and then we'll move them into Stumpy. Oh, welcome back to our channel. We are still up on the mountain. This is the swarm box that with the swarm in it that we caught over on Spring Mountain, which is the next mountain over at our friends Jane and Ted's house. We picked them up Wednesday night, and this is Friday afternoon. So we are transferring this colony into our Stumpy Hive, and they are going to live up here on the mountain this summer. And we haven't really decided where they're going to winter. We might take them back to Apex for winter, or we might leave them up here. We haven't really decided.
We were taking a chance because as the bees fly, it's probably a mile and a half. It's down one mountain and part of the way back up another one.
Yeah, it's 5 miles as you drive.
Yeah, it's 5 miles to drive. But man, that's looking good.
Yeah. So we weren't really 100% sure that the colony would stay here when we brought them here Wednesday night. I was a little bit concerned that they might fly back over to Spring Mountain, but
we figured
there's a lot of bees here, so
yeah, we figured that this box, they've been in the box long enough to have brood and all, so we figured they would not leave.
So there's brood on that frame. Oh, that's a beautiful brood pattern. It goes all the way to the bottom.
Yep,
that's gorgeous.
Yeah, these bees have been in here a while and they've been working hard.
So we've got a laying queen, so that looks good. Lots of bees, and then there was a honey band around the top of that frame too. So
yeah,
they've got food and brood, 2 important things to have. And this is the hive box that the bear got in and tossed around earlier this month. We couldn't really tell if the bees were alive in the hive when the bear got into it, or got a hold to it and knocked it around some. But they were not alive after that, definitely. Oh, that's beautiful.
So we knew that these bees have been in here long enough to have plenty of brood in here if there was a queen in here, and they have. So that's the only reason we were comfortable just moving them straight here. Now the ones that came from Gary's house that are going to John's house, that's only 1/4 of a mile in flat land. So we were more concerned about them flying away. Even though they had brood and stuff, but these a little less concerned about. And they seem to be doing great.
They haven't filled out all the frames in the swarm box like the last colony had, but there's a good number of bees there, and they're building out comb.
Yep, they're building that down. There was just a 3/4 inch starter strip you can see on the end here. So all that's new, found new wax that they've started building.
This next one they're festooning on, so they've just started that one.
There's a little smoke right there, Shirley. That's good. Don't take much. You got two bees.
Just that one is like,
there you go,
running around a little bit crazy.
Yep.
I'd probably be crazy if.
See, and there's just a plain starter strip. They haven't started working on that one yet.
But they're festooning on it, so it looks like they're about to start. Or as I would say, fixing to start.
All right, I'm not going to give these girls a lot more frames. They haven't filled up what they've got. So if you give me like 2.
Do you want the ones that are all drawn out all the way?
Let's take this one.
Or ones that are not drawn out all the way. So the queen has some place to lay.
I think she's still got plenty of place. We may go back in here and put this one. They'll clean it up. Let me put it back beside where there's brood.
Is that enough, or do you want another one?
Do one more that's pulled down pretty good.
Is this okay?
Yep.
That one's got a little bit of wax moth damage, but
yeah,
clean that up.
These have been used before. They had brood in them, and wax moths that got in. You can see the little trails here, but they've been in the freezer and everything was froze. The bees will clean these up and use them. I forget the magic number. It's like 8 or 9 times the amount of energy that it takes to make honey that it takes to make the wax. So it's a whole lot.
No, it's the other way around.
It takes a lot of energy to make the wax, a lot more than it does honey. So if we can give them some wax, that's all they've got to do is clean it up and repair it a little bit. That's more energy that they can use for honey production.
And honey is their emergency food. So.
Yep. All right, so that's all I'm going to put in here.
The follower board's there at your feet.
I have a follower board here. It's going to go in right here. And we've got it spaced up where the bees can get under the bottom of it. So any bees that get caught up here under the lid, they can go down there. But by closing that off, the bees only have to defend this area here. They don't have to defend this whole cavity here. So until the numbers get up higher, this is all we want to give them. A month from now, that'll be another whole brood cycle. So all that brood you saw in there will turn into bees, and there'll be more workers. They can cover the area, and we may come back and put 2 or 3 more frames in here for this season. They don't need a lot because in July, after the solstice, the bees numbers will start dropping down, but they will grow some, and we may put a couple more frames in there. If nothing else, they'll draw them down for the wax. Okay. I'm not quite on for some reason. Oh, there we go. Just need to slide it back a little bit more. So I'm going to reach in here and pull the vials of lemongrass oil out. And this is one of our 7-frame swarm boxes, so it's a little bit bigger. And I want to show you this. I'm going to tilt it over. Not a lot of bees left in here. Most of them are already over into other box. And if you see all this trash down in here, I don't like to dump it into the hive. A lot of people will take their box and just slam it down in there, and it dumps all that trash in. And I just don't care to do that. So, I'm just going to turn this around. I dropped it. And I'm going to sit it right there. Sit it. I'll get something to space it up there.
Let me get a rock. We got a rock right over here.
We got rocks around. We'll get it sit up there in a minute.
Maybe this.
Oh, it's sitting there now.
Oh, is it now?
So the pheromones will be coming out of here, and these bees will make their ways on up since we've taken the lemongrass oil out. And 15 minutes, they'll all be in the box. Sometimes if there's a straggler or two, I'll put a puff of smoke in this entrance here, and it'll make the rest of them leave the box and go on up. So that takes care of this swarm. They've been working hard. They've got a lot of brood, a little bit of nectar across the top. So good looking swarm. We think they're going to do good up here. Thanks for watching.
Be sure and give us a big old thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, we would appreciate if you'd subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you get notified when we upload new videos. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.